So Sunshine and Leith, we had Dexter Fletcher on last week talking about this, and it's basically working from the Dundee Reps production, which took the songs of the Proclaimers, the Brothers Reed, and does a sort of Mamma Mia style construction on them, which is it takes a load of song titles and a load of lyrics and puts them together in a narrative. I read somewhere in the press that somebody had said, "Oh, everyone is calling it Mamma Mia," and I didn't know that whether that was what everyone was calling it. And this then
That doesn't really work.
It doesn't really work. This then prompted a discussion amongst film critics about, well, if you had the kind of musical set in the Vatican, it would be Mamma Mia Culpa, and if you had one that was set in Japan, it would be Wagga Mamma Mia, and if you had one that was styled the Muppets, it would be Manama Mamma Mia. But the Mamma Mia doesn't really work properly, because the comparison is simply that it's that jukebox of songs put together to form a narrative. Story is two squaddies in Afghanistan. There's a very tense opening. They come back to their home, Leith, around Edinburgh, and they need to work out their various lives and loves and relationships with their parents, with their girlfriends, with their old friends. And during the course of this, you can sort of, by looking at the Proclaimers songbook, go, well, at some point somebody will have to go to America to send back a letter. There'll be somebody called Eugene who, very probably should have been loved. We know that in general we're going to be on a journey from misery to happiness today. And at some point, somebody is going to have to promise to walk a very long way.
When I go out, well, I know I'm gonna be the one who's thinking about you. And when I come home, yes, I know I'm gonna be the one who comes back home to you. I'm gonna be the one who's coming home to you.
And I would walk 500 miles, and I would walk 500 more, just to be the man who walks 1,000 miles to fall down at your door. And I would walk 500 miles, and I would walk 500 more, just to be the one who walks 1,000 miles to fall down at your.
Off we go.
We've got a big raucous finale there.
No,
Just let it run.
It's not a finale. It's a whole finale.
finale.
Song and dance, a flash mob kind of. So we were talking about this last week. I can take that down, otherwise that's going to distract me. Otherwise, I really liked it. Now, it was funny because I was just talking about filth and saying it's possible to admire filth but not like it. In the case of this, it's possible to say all the things that people might find were difficult, wrong with it. The creakiness of getting from song A to song B via song. So we saw it with Mamma Mia, and it's the same thing here. How are they going to contrive to get all those various? I mean, it starts obviously with Sky Takes a Soul, which is very well done. In that, I thought that opening,
I think that
you didn't like that.
I didn't like the Afghanistan bit.
Yeah.
No.
I thought that worked really well, and actually
cringe.
Yeah, but. You're not crazy mad about musicals anyway, and I think you had a slightly averse reaction to that opening sequence, and you never fully gave yourself over to the film, did you?
Well, it's partly that they're in Afghanistan, they're under attack, and they start singing.
But they sing, Sky Takes Soul, which is about exactly, it might be tomorrow, might be today, and it's all that stuff, and the tension is in there. And I think that was it. I was 30 seconds in, I was there.
Well, I was there, but I just waited till they got to Edinburgh.
Okay, then they got to Edinburgh. Then they were on their way from misery to happiness today. And then the Proclaimers walk out of a pub doing
rather embarrassing.
Rather embarrassing.
They don't do it very well.
You said I was reviewing Love's Kitchen. And I said Gordon Ramsay plays Gordon Ramsay, and he does it very badly. And you said that you thought the Proclaimers played themselves rather awkwardly.
Yeah, they come out and they're definitely awkward.
They're definitely awkward.
Yeah.
And there's a lovely cameo from Dexter Fletcher, who falls out of a pub as a sort of stumbling drunk. And there's a joke about train spotting. There's there is one fleeting gag about train spotting, because this film can afford to make gags about train spotting in a way that actually filth couldn't, because that has to put some degree of distance in it. And I was sitting there thinking, I know all the things that are wrong, I know all the things that are creaky, and I don't care about any of them. And the reason I don't is, firstly, Dexter Fletcher has given it some real sort of gutsy, earthy oomph in the same way that he did with Wild Bill. Secondly, the songbook is it's indestructible in the same way as the Benny and Bjorn songbook is. Thirdly, everyone is giving it some welly, and whether it's Jane Horrocks, who is a great veteran of musical theatre and absolutely, or Peter Mullen, Ireland sounding like Tom Waits with a cold. I'm just gonna...
Well, as James McAvoy said, who'd have thought? Yeah, if you had to put James McAvoy
which way round
Peter
is this
Mullen,
going to be?
You put him in the
you
other
put him
film.
in the other film, and I started crying about 10 minutes in. No, don't, because it's not just everything that. Well, I started crying about 10 minutes in, and it's very similar to the Mum. I just thought, I'm going with this. You know what? I'm going with this. I can see these plot points and these things and the creaking, and I don't care about any of them. And when Jane Horrocks started singing Sunshine on Leith, I'm not being funny about this. I was sitting in one of those seats that was there was somebody immediately behind me, and I thought they're going to look up and see that I'm actually shaking. I'm having to control myself because I'm finding this overwhelmingly enjoyable. So, loads of things wrong with it. Loved it to bits.